Greetings, all! Today, we'll be examining the uncommon Ice Psychic-type Pokemon Smoochum, the Kiss Pokémon, and its equally uncommon evolution Jynx, the Human Shape Pokémon. Though they might be among the strangest of Ice-type Pokemon known, the members of the Smoochum family are still unique creatures that can more than put their bodies to work to make life hectic for others. Smoochum have small humanoid bodies with small beige feet and arms with finger and toeless forms, their upper torso being the same color, while their face and lower torso are a purple color. Their heads are adorned by a full head of golden hair that covers the back of their head and forehead like a bowl cut of sorts, with a sprig of hair on the top of their head. Their face does not have many distinguishing features, their nostrils being too small to see, save for their blue-green eyes and the large, puffy pink lips. Their evolved form, Jynx, have most of their body covered in a red, dress-like flap of skin that covers their lower forms, coming up to an organic covering on their chest that both keeps them protected slightly against attack, but also helps to cover their breasts from exposure to extreme cold. Their arms have a strange, white outer hide with noticeable joints at their elbows that help to keep their limbs from breaking or otherwise being damaged while delivering physical strikes, and their five-fingered hands are purple in color and very human-like in form, opposable thumb included. Their face has limited features as with Smoochum, save for their pink lips, purple face flesh, and beady black eyes, but they are beautifully crowned with a full head of majestic blonde hair that frames their form and truly gives them an uncanny human-like form. The members of the Smoochum family are unique among Pokemon for their bizarre anatomy. While Smoochum, in their infant state, do not have much in common with humans, their evolved form Jynx possess a body form that is almost identical to that of a human being internally, so much so that they have been known to be used in emergency cases as organ donors. This strange anomaly is backed up by DNA evidence, which puts these beasts strikingly close to modern humans in the Tree of Life, existing as a primate-like offshoot that has adapted to the most frigid of environments, to the point where they are classified as ice types. At the same time, though, these creatures are not like humans in that they have control over incredible psychic power, hence their unique type assignment, and are able to make at least some use of it as they grow and develop. But it is here that we find a severe discrepancy between the two members of this family, as both tend to learn very different moves from one another as a result of their differing anatomy and powers. On the one hand, Smoochum are physically weak and cannot make much use of their bodies to deal direct harm, so they rely on their more specialty powers instead, having exclusive access to the Sweet Kiss, Confusion, Sing, Lucky Chant, Psychic, and Copycat moves, while Jynx, which are more inclined to use their physical forms like humans to deter predators despite their weaker offensive physical stats, instead get access to the Draining Kiss, Double Slap, Ice Punch, Wake Up Slap, Body Slam, and Ring Out moves. One move in particular, the lovely Kiss technique, is a signature move for Jynx that involves them kissing an opponent on the skin directly, releasing a neurotoxin from their lips that has a fairly high chance of putting their opponent to sleep, making them a potentially deadly force to contend with up close. The fact that these creatures are always female in sex is something that is yet to be fully explained, but it seems to do them just fine as long as they can find a willing mate of another species to be with, and it ties in with their capacity to possess the Oblivious ability as a base ability, while their psychic powers equally give them access to Forewarn as another base ability. Furthermore, those that have adapted to the cold by releasing as little moisture as possible from their body to reduce the chances of their bare skin freezing can have access to abilities that reflect their need for water to stay moist, with Smoochum getting the hydration ability and Jynx the dry skin ability as hidden abilities, the latter needing water even more for their hardened arm hide. As far as their stats are concerned, in the case of Jynx, these creatures are fairly weak physically and don't have much in the way of stamina to back them up, being unable to take even the weakest of blows in most cases, so it is easy to say that their base HP, attack, and defense stats are all below average for fully evolved Ice and Psychic-type Pokemon. However, they more than make up for this with decently strong special powers and resistance and deceptive speed, being able to sprint quite readily and attack with surprising agility, granting them an above-average base special defense stat for a fully evolved Ice-type Pokemon, and above-average base special attack and speed stats for a fully evolved Pokemon of both of their types. As such, while they might not be able to do much with the many physical attacks they learn naturally, or really take much of a bump, these creatures are fairly powerful in their own right and, with the right care, can be made into speedy fighters that can more than put to use their unique mix of moves to put the opposition to sleep and keep them from getting back up. At a young age, the bodies of Smoochum are poorly developed, and they do not have the strongest of senses, so they have to rely on the one part of their body that is fully developed in order to analyze their surroundings: their lips. When Smoochum come across something that is unfamiliar to them, they will carefully kiss it and use the lips to determine its texture, temperature, and other factors so they can decide whether or not they like what they have touched. They are clean freaks about this though, and will vigorously lick away any dirt on their lips afterwards to keep them clean. To keep their lips nice and moist, to make sure they have maximum contact with other objects, these little beasts will apply tree sap to the lips daily, helping in turn to collect excess grime and make it easier for them to clean it off without having to get a bad taste in their mouth. This can make them look quite cute and adorable even to those that are aware of the reasoning behind their behavior, which is only amplified by the back and forth bobbing movements their heads make on a regular basis, making them look like they're about to kiss something as a way of putting them in a rhythm that allows them to concentrate on using their psychic powers. As one might expect for a youngster, these creatures are highly energetic and are always running around, looking at things curiously and testing them out, and if they trip and fall, they will pick themselves up and keep going, but as soon as the opportunity arises, they will run to a clear body of water and look at their reflection in order to see and wipe off any dirt on their face. This can make them a bit of a handful to take care of sometimes, but Smoochum are generally kind and happy creatures that can be a joy to be around and fun to play with, provided their overprotective mothers do not step in to make interactions with their young a serious problem. Jynx, outside of their powerful ability to wield cryokinesis as a weapon naturally, and their close relation to humans, are extremely unique for the ways in which they choose to speak with others. For one thing, it is noted that these creatures are almost constantly wiggling their hips back and forth in a rhythmic and almost seductive fashion, even as they are just sashaying or standing still. And this bouncy, alluring movement can be inviting to many, with some being unable to control themselves and joining in on their strange dancing simply out of fun. This is harmless to Jynx, and they welcome others to join their movements. But the interesting thing about this is that they don't move like this simply for pleasure. Instead, Jynx do this to communicate with others outside of their species, making it more like interpretive dance than anything else, their mood affecting the way in which they move, which is especially visible in the vibrant and colorful dances of those in the Alola region. As such, when others join in on them, Jynx take this as meaning that the other parties understand what they are saying, which makes them very happy and cheerful, even if they are rarely accurate in their assumptions. Unfortunately, this is the best way for us to be able to understand them, because, as shocking as it may seem, Jynx do in fact speak in a specific, true human-like language rather than just noises. But the problem is that absolutely no one other than Smoochum and other Jynx can understand them. Not even other Pokemon can make sense of the gibberish that seems to leave their mouths, but speech pattern analyses have nonetheless confirmed that they do speak with a complex language of some sort. Efforts have been made to try and understand this complex language, but while progress has been made, much of their language is still a mystery, leaving their societal values and structure unknown and a subject of great interest for researchers across the planet. Despite this, even if they cannot be fully understood, some composers have taken a liking to their vocals and have dedicated their time to writing songs exclusively for Jynx to sing, helping to bring them and humans closer together and treat them not as strange oddities, but as the intelligent and bizarre relatives they exist as, both biologically and in spirit. Though they might creep others out to some degree in an evolved state, and go from cute to scary, the members of the Smoochum family are kind creatures that will gladly do whatever it takes to keep safe those that they care for. They might seem silly and of little threat to some, but if you get in their way and don't have the ability to stay far away from them while attacking, you may only be playing right into their hands, and lips, so to speak. If you come across one of these creatures in the wild, do yourself a favor and approach wild Smoochum with care and caution. They rarely ever stray far from their mothers, and if you get lured in by their seductive dancing, you may only be a single kiss away from falling into the land of the Sandman, before getting viciously slapped across the face with a blow more than sure to give you one of the rudest awakenings imaginable. Thank you all for watching this video. It is always an honor to be able to speak with you all on the subject of Pokemon in a way that brings me great joy and happiness in my work. If you would like to keep tabs on past and future work, click that subscribe button, Check out my work on DeviantArt, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter, where you can find pertinent announcements on upcoming work before it is officially posted. Links to both can be found in the video description. If you would like to support my work and help Miguel and I continue to produce more content for you and improve upon our presentation, please visit us at my Patreon page, which you can also find a link to in the video description.
Yep, no.
With that, I thank you for watching and I wish you well.